Yo, what is up, guys? So I am recording this a couple days after my birthday, actually. I've got the original video. I did record this on my birthday, but it just didn't come out the way I wanted it to. It's just too depressing, and honestly, I recorded it at a bit of a emotional low, so I'm not going to post that one on my YouTube. I'm going to re-record the video and say what I actually wanted to say in hopefully a bit more of a positive way. But yeah, guys, I'm in the trenches right now. So if you're watching this from the future and I'm already successful, and you're going back through my videos to try and find out what I was thinking at the point you're at right now, this is like so far probably the hardest point and the most challenged I've ever been in my whole life. So if you feel like you're in the trenches, this is kind of my mindset as peak trench, hopefully peak trench. It might get worse, but it's pretty peak right now. So basically, when I come to these moments, it's like a real character test because it brings me back to my why. Whenever you're doing something hard, you only do it because you're doing it from a place of love. So if you're like doing something difficult, like you're trying to, not eat food because you're trying to lose weight, it's because you've got this greater purpose that you're working towards. And it's the only way to push through something hard is when you have a greater purpose. So when you get thrown in the trenches, you've lost money, you've lost time, people make fun of you, you feel like you're, you know, wasting your energy. It can be really difficult and it always brings you back to why am I doing this in the first place? So it's a nice point to sort of reflect on the reason for starting. And there's kind of two things. There's two main reasons why I started this. So one of them is it's a way out. I am not really too keen on the idea of working a job for a long time. I know everyone says this, but like, um, I'd really like to be financially independent young because I want to pursue a passion in my free time and disconnect that from money. And unfortunately, the reality of a job for me is that it's always going to be sacrificing time on some things that I want to do. There's not really a job out there that I have seen that I would actually enjoy more than something that I could just be doing in my free time. So, in that reason, the main motivation for a job is money. So, why not just make the money now, get it out of the way, and then enjoy the rest of my life? So, yeah, that's the main reason. I want to build an investment portfolio so I can retire early. That's sort of the main reason. But on a more internal reason, that's like the extrinsic motivation, I guess, of like just trying to escape the matrix, bro. But there's also the internal reason where it comes from kind of a place of self improvement. I really want to know who I am and how mentally strong I actually am, and I want to build up some irrefutable evidence that I'm actually the goat, basically, because I'm not actually a very confident person, I'd say, inside. So I do project confidence quite a lot, and I kind of learned to do that. But I often have felt, especially in social situations, like a little bit insecure, I guess, like just not as confident as I want to be, you know. And I think if I do something really difficult and prove myself to myself, like yes, you are the guy, like you can pull off these crazy things that no one else can do. It's just going to be a nice thing to do. And I also know that by doing this journey, I'm going to discover a lot of things about myself. And I already have. I feel like I've condensed lessons that most people learn throughout their whole 20s into maybe a few years of just grind because I've stripped back my life. Um, Anything that is not necessary is gone. And the relationships I have are only people that actually unconditionally care about me. There's a few real friends I've got, and everyone else has basically just disappeared from my life. Whether that be women, whether that be like these half friends, gone. So this, and there's a lot of time alone as well, like sitting just alone with your thoughts. It's insane. Where most people in their 20s would be sort of drinking, going out, and making loads of friends, filling their time with social activities, and not really spending time with their own thoughts. So yeah, there's also that element of social. There's also that element of self improvement that I want to sort of develop also. And I've already learned a whole lot. For example, I think one of the key points that I really want to highlight for you guys, and hopefully you can learn something from this too, is there was a one point in my journey, I think it was like around day 200 maybe, It was in May, and Jonathan had just gone to Greece. We'd sort of ended our joint econ brand, and I was sort of left with this, you know, dilemma of what to do. And I had a few options on the table. So first of all, I had a guy reach out to me and he wanted to do an AI agency together where I would do the sales and he would do the fulfillment. I declined that guy because I wanted to stay on ecom and keep grinding. I had another guy message me on Twitter. And then I also had Subi's mentorship that I was thinking about joining. So the guy on Twitter, he messaged me and he said that he is looking for a few people. This sounds so sketchy, but I genuinely believe this guy is legit. I don't know why, but it sounds so sketchy. He said he's trying to build a econ consultancy and he needs social proof for it. So he's going to be doing 20 partnership stores where he gets guys to basically pay for the initial ad spend, and then we get equity in the brand and his team builds the brand. And it's just so that he can say, I've made these people money with ecom. It sounds so sketchy, but basically I was like really considering whether to spend, and it was 5K to do this because it was high ticket dropshipping. So it was between this and Subi's mentorship. And I literally thought about this for so long. And I so nearly went with the other guy. I'm an idiot, but I suddenly went with the other guy. And then I sort of realized this is so dumb. If he doesn't scam me, it's the worst case scenario. It's better if he scams me than this actually works out with what he's saying. Because imagine it like this. I was literally climbing this mountain for half a year at this point of dropshipping. I was actually going up this mountain. At the top there is success. Okay, I don't know, like what the hell? Let's do like 20K per month profit. That's true financial freedom for someone my age, right? So I'm like down here climbing this mountain. I've got all the way up to here. And then this guy comes down in his helicopter, right? And he's like, oh, this is a fire drawing. And he gets out his helicopter and he's like, yo, I'll give you a lift to the top of the mountain if you give me 5K. And I actually don't know if you could even see that drawing, but it's here. Pretty fire. He's like, I'll give you a lift to the top of the mountain if you give me 5K. And bro, I thought about this for so long. And then I realized, first of all, what if he just takes the money and leaves? This is a possibility. But what if he does take me to the top of the mountain and I start making passive income from dropshipping with no work? That would mean this whole walk up to here and my entire dream is just invalidated. What's the point of walking up the mountain if he's just going to take me to the top for free? It's ruined the entire journey. It leaves me without a purpose, and I never find out who I truly am because I haven't gone through the trenches. So, truly, guys, think about why you're doing this, because you will learn so much about yourself from sitting in the trenches for days and weeks and months, losing money, feeling like you're going mental, but just pushing through and learning, like, how resilient are you? How confident and how much belief do you actually have? Because you will be tested in the trenches. Like, it's not a joke. It is not a joke, guys. Do not underestimate it. It will be easier for some people and harder for others, but I can tell you, I've been like pushed to the limit, and I will continue to be tested for a long time. There'll be a lot of big L's that I'm going to have to take. I already know it. There's going to be a lot of big wins as well, but I'm not going to lie. The hardest point so far for me has just been the slow grind that no one sees when you're just sat in your bedroom saying no to social activities, saying no to anything, not leaving your room except to go to the gym and eat food, and you're just sat there working on ecom. You will be tested in that situation and you'll learn so much about yourself. So do not underestimate the trenches. Don't look for a shortcut or a way out, because even if it does exist, you don't want it. There's no easy money, and the real gold is what you find in yourself by going through the trenches. This is what the whole quest is about. It's not about the external money. It's about what you find within you, because it's going to change your entire mindset and how you look at the world and how you look at yourself. Because truly, the world is just a reflection of your consciousness and your mind. I don't know how down this rabbit hole you guys are, but I'm pretty far down it, I can't lie. And truly, perception is reality. What you see outside and in other people is just what's in your own mind. So if you learn about yourself in your own mind and how you work, where you fall short, when you give up, how you react emotionally and how you can control those emotions, it's going to massively affect how you can navigate the world, what you understand, and just your general fulfillment. And don't expect to find happiness in the trenches because you won't find it. You're going to get extremely depressed. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel like it's the hardest thing you've ever done, but you just got to push through, guys, because yeah, it's a valuable experience to go through, and I really think it's a valuable thing that a lot of young guys should put themselves through some sort of extremely difficult ordeal to like chase something bigger than themselves. It's a fantastic experience. So yeah, one last thing I want to leave with you guys. When you truly are in those trench moments and you're just thinking like, this is so shit. This is really shit. Like, this sucks, you know? Some David Goggins shit, right? When you're in those moments, guys, just be grateful, bro. Okay? I know everyone always says it, but truly, you don't know how lucky you are. And this is not just in the sense of, you know, oh, well, I have food in the fridge, because you probably don't if you've been ripping Facebook ads. Like, I can't lie, the money is getting low. And we may have to just sell the fridge at this point, but not in the sense that you don't have food in the fridge and you got shelves and all that bollocks, but also just be grateful that you have this purpose in your life and something that you're trying to work towards, because 99.9% of people don't. Their life is just grey. It just goes on day after day after day. They do the same thing on repeat, just like you, but for no greater purpose and no goal. They're just living life because they've been told to follow this path and they don't even know what they want. They're just stuck in this cycle. And the only thing they have to look forward to is the weekend, because then they don't have to go to work. And then as soon as it's Sunday night, they feel depressed and it instantly cancels out the happiness they felt on Friday. And they're back to work and it's their whole life. And they never have the strength to go, no, I want to go pursue something that matters. I want to go make my life better. And I want to go, I want to go build my dreams. Like, people don't have that, bro. So even if you're 30K in debt, even if you've just eaten shit beyond belief, even if someone's just DMCA'd your store, be grateful that you have these problems, because the biggest problems that other people have is just purely what others think about them, how they're going to pay the bills, and why they feel depressed all the time because they have no purpose and they're thinking, have I just wasted my whole life and, I'm not happy, but I don't know what to do about it. Like, this is literally the biggest problem people have is just, it's called a midlife crisis, because by the point they get to their midlife and they still haven't done anything fulfilling, it's too late. And like, this stress has been building up in their mind their whole lives. Be grateful that you're chasing your dreams, guys, because it's truly a blessing to have and it's so exciting. Wake up every day with a purpose and it is just the best. So bring yourself to that positive frequency, bro, when you're stuck in the trenches and you're feeling depressed. Bring yourself up, feel grateful for the path that you've been given, and get back to work. Play the best move on the chessboard and put in the reps, and you will succeed. I know you will succeed because I know I will succeed. And as I just told you, as above, so below. What's in your mind is in the world. So I know I'm going to make it, which means I know you're going to make it. You just lock in, believe, and show up every day and work as hard as possible. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm now 20 years old. I'm in my 20s. What the freak, bro. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace.